Okay, so I'm asked to talk about a little bit about my background. Grew up in a small town in New South Wales called Casino, a couple of hours over the Queensland border, where my father played rugby league and my mother was a basketball player. So I grew up playing both. I was apparently pretty good at the rugby league side of things too, until Mum grabbed me and we started playing basketball. I guess I was around the age of 10 when I got sort of serious with it, and we moved to the Gold Coast. There was a lot more job opportunities for the family, I guess a lot more sporting opportunities for my brothers and sisters. I went to high school here on the Gold Coast out at Helensvale, and really started to excel in my basketball and making rep teams and that sort of stuff. But it wasn't until I was a bit older, when I was about in grade 11 or 12, when I was still short. I wasn't really making any state teams and that sort of thing, which was, at the time was very disappointing. I was getting not much recognition for a lot of hard work. At that stage I was playing for an American basketballer named Eric Bailey, who was coaching us down a little stadium in Labrador, and we always had a very good team. We were always very short, and the players that sort of nobody wanted, and we did very well at the state championships as we got older and older. And then I moved on to Southern Districts, where I ended up playing some ABA, but I was always sitting behind the bigger and better players, and so it was very, very frustrating at the age of 17, 18 to not really be playing, and all this hard work has got me to this spot where I was.
You mentioned the hard work, Adam. What sort of hours you're putting in, or what were you actually doing? Like, obviously shooting around with friends and working on your own game. How often were you addicted to the game, or?
Well, I've got two younger brothers, and so we would play every day in the backyard, and then down at our school we'd play every lunchtime, and of course we'd have practice for, say, rep or for school teams nearly every afternoon. And I remember that we used to have training before school at 4:30 in the morning sometimes, which was really hard for my parents to get us there, but it was those sort of things that I look back on now after playing in the NBL that really got me an opportunity, being a short basketball player, to actually make that achievement come true. Now, the hard work that you've got to put in, it's a day-to-day thing. I mean, it was something that I just sort of had to do because it was in my nature. My father was the same way, so we were just able to get to the stadiums at the different types of hours, and with Mum and Dad really supporting us, and if it wasn't for them we couldn't do it. And so I guess once I got to the ABA level, I was studying university and wasn't really playing. I was playing it behind some really good players, and Aaron Honeyman, Scott Lloyd, Matt Shanahan, guys who were already playing in the NBL. And I got a little bit discouraged, and went to another association up in Toowoomba. And so I played ABA there, and
following the footsteps of John Riley.
John Riley, yeah, played up in Toowoomba up there, and after that 1 year up there, I received a basketball scholarship over in the United States, and it was really funny the way I got that, because a couple of friends of mine who are two big 6'8" boys were actually travelling the States looking for schools themselves, and they just happened to mention that I was looking for a school back here, and the school that they eventually signed at, one of their point guards got himself in trouble with the law and couldn't fulfill his commitments with the scholarship, and so they gave me a buzz and I flew over and took that spot. And I spent 2 years at Martin Methodist College, which is an NAIA school, a very competitive school in Tennessee. We were top 4 my 2 years that I was there. We played at the national tournament 2 years in a row, and I actually played with some guys who eventually either made NBA squads or really got a chance to go on and play in the NBDL. And I guess after that couple of years, I really decided, well, hey, I could really maybe make a go at this. I'd previously had coaches tell me I was always going to be too short and not be able to make these teams. But when I was in college, I really thought, if I put the work in here, meaning shooting the ball every single day, being there before practice, shooting the ball, working on my dribble moves, and staying after practice, of course, once everyone else is gone, getting in the gym, trying to make sure I'm strong, and doing everything that I could to give myself an advantage over the next person. And so I guess when I come back to Australia, Joey Wright, who was the coach of the Bullets at the time, I guess saw those qualities in me and gave me a shot and signed me up to my first NBL contract, and I stayed there for a couple of years, which was really enjoyable.
And was it Joey that found you back in those days, or was it someone like JVG, or how did you get noticed by the Bullets? Was it your ABA time? Or?
Yeah, I'd been noticed previous to me going to the college, and my ABA numbers I was putting up. And when I came home, I was actually invited to the Hunter Pirates camp at the time by Bruce Palmer.
Who?
Yeah, the Hunter Pirates, who are no longer around. And Bruce took me down there and was impressed and said, I could stay on, but I wouldn't be in the 10. They already had the 10 signed, but they'd love to have me. But I got word that the Bullets were having some open tryouts, so I thought, it's right near home. So I headed back up there and went along and did what I do. And Joey and Ronnie Radcliffe liked what I did and asked me to stay on.